This is Michael Cohen. I'm a Dallas elder law attorney. I'm joined by my good friend, Don Crawford Jr., whom we have done radio shows for many years, and he's joined me. We started doing these podcasts that are audio visual that could be on YouTube just recently, so we're kind of new at this, so please forgive us if there was something that's not done in a normal manner. Today is going to be, we're going to talk about Priscilla Presley
Oh,
and a lawsuit that she's involved with. Priscilla Presley, many of y'all know who she is. She was the wife of Elvis Presley for until they got divorced. They had one child, Lisa Marie Presley. After Elvis died, he gave his estate, went to their one and only child, and which is the only child of Elvis, Lisa Marie, who had a trust called the Promenade Trust. And part of this was Graceland, the famed place where Elvis had a home that many people now go for tourist reasons. And so Graceland is in the Promenade Trust. But Elvis was very valuable as far as his name, image, license, trademarks, all sorts of different things that generates a lot of money. You might see Elvis T-shirts or other types of things. So they had a company called Presley Enterprises, which generates like $100 million a year. 15% of that goes to the Promenade Trust, and Graceland is in the Promenade Trust.
okay.
Well, so Lisa Marie had her mom, Priscilla, and a financial advisor to run the trust. We had talked about this, by the way, on one of our radio shows way back when,
Right.
and the unfortunately, the Priscilla and the financial advisor weren't not doing a very good job as far as investing, as far as the trust is concerned. So Lisa Marie changed who the trustees would be to be two of her children. One was named or is named Riley Kelo. The son has died, and so he could not be the trustee. Well, she removed Priscilla and the financial advisor, but she didn't follow the terms of the trust. You're supposed to give written notice. Okay, well, so there was a dispute between Riley and her grandmother on who should be in charge of Graceland, as well as the funds, the revenue that's generated from Elvis Presley Enterprises that went into the trust. Well, in the meantime, while they're having this dispute, Priscilla Presley decided that she had to increase her brand, her name, image, and likeness. She's now 80 years old.
Oh my.
So you may remember her in Dallas. Well, she's older now.
Yes.
If those who can remember the TV show Dallas.
Right.
Anyway, she hired these people to increase her brand. One whose last name is Cruz, and one was Fialco. One was an auctioneer, and the other was more of a marketer. And this was in 2022. Well, the dispute with Riley and her grandmother Priscilla was going on at that time. And uh, Priscilla eventually, the year afterwards, fired the people Cruz and Fialco, and she claimed elder abuse. Remember, she's 80 years old.
Okay.
They said that they coerced her to signing the agreement, and they had control over her bank accounts.
Oh,
So therefore, she sued them for whatever they did or didn't do.
oh,
Well, um, remember that I told you that there was a dispute between Riley and Priscilla.
hmm.
Cruz and Fialco said that they helped settle that. Priscilla got $2.4 million to give up control as being trustee of the trust. And so they finally, after their public dispute, settled things. But in the meantime, after that, the next year, Priscilla fired them. Well, so now there's a countersuit. Cruz and Fialco are suing for $50 million for what their services may be. But one of the things that they're suing for is that they said that the reason Lisa Marie died, Lisa Marie Presley had a living will, an advance directive. The advance directive, a living will, typically says you have a choice. Either I want to stay alive as long as possible, or I want to believe more in a quality of life, not a quantity of life. Let me die as gently as possible, or if I'm in a persistent vegetative state, just either let me die as gently as possible or live as just don't, keep me alive.
Mhm.
Well, when Lisa Marie Presley died, she went to the hospital, and what Cruz and Fialco are saying is, well, remember how she wanted to remove uh, Lisa Marie was going to remove Priscilla's from being a trustee? They said she pulled the plug real quickly so that she wanted to stay alive as long as possible. They pulled the plug so before she could be removed as trustee, that she pulled the plug. So that's the reason why she died so quickly, so that she wouldn't be removed as trustee. That's part of the lawsuit, in addition to whatever work they did or were going to get as far as benefits of increasing the name, image, and likeness of Priscilla. So there's these countersuits that are going back and forth. So I guess, first of all, everybody should have a living will. But by the way, why did Lisa Marie die? Actually, she had these different things that she had had bariatric surgery years earlier, and these adhesions had created, it was nothing unusual, but it was because of that. And
Mhm.
she died not that long after she was in the hospital, but I don't know that it was really had anything to do. It's just one of those things that people do in lawsuits. So everybody should have a living will.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of saying, well, Should I, do I want to believe in the quality of life or quantity of life? And everybody's different. Some people say,
Mm.
I want to die hard. Some people say, but most people say, I want to die as gently as possible. But when it comes to money, they come up with all sorts of stuff.
Yep. That's the sad
Um,
part too. You've always said and taught me over the 10 or 15 years we did the show on the radio about that and how tough it is. And you've always said you need to prevent probate, or the goal is to prevent probate more often than not, and prevent lawsuits. And this is what you just implied, that a living will essentially does that. Is that correct?
well, a living will tells what you want. I'm not sure that the doctors would say that that was the cause.
Right.
And she just pulled the plug,
Right.
that I think that she just died naturally.
Right. Okay.
So that'll all come out in the end. It's just one of those things that they do. Everybody should have a living will, medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney, access to medical records. These are all common things.
Right.
So we usually talk about them at our workshop.
Hmm. Which
Um,
is scheduled for October the 4th, which is a Saturday. And tell everybody about the workshops if you can, please.
yeah, well, we do a workshop every month, and the next one is on October 4th, like you said. It's about, usually it's about estate planning or Medicaid. We ask people, it's free, 2 hours. We go over whatever it is that people want to know. We ask people what they want to know. If you go to the free workshop, you also get a free vision meeting. By the way, on each one of these different topics that we discuss on these podcasts or on YouTube, there'll be an article about it generally as well. This
Okay.
one will be in the October newsletter.
Okay. So
So
it's
no,
October.
if you want to attend that free estate planning essentials workshop, you just call 214-720-0102 or sign up at dallaselderlawyer.com, dallaselderlawyer.com, 214-720-0102. Hope you like the YouTube thing. If you do like it, push it where it says I like it. We hope to continue this.
Exactly. And Mike's in the prevention mode. So it's one of those things you just have to do. And the older you get, the more you realize that I've got to get this done. And all those different documents that Mike talked about, and those programs that he talked about, that you have to have in place so that you can prevent people from suing you and you're protected. That's the goal of everything. And that's what Michael Cohen's been doing for how long, Michael? 30 years now? How long have you been doing
Now you're aging me. So yes,
this?
it's been a long time. So we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks, Don, and I hope you all enjoy this, and I hope you'll listen to more in the future.